Hey everyone, Paul from Grindhouse Funhouse. How's it going? Today is a collection update. It is for the month of February, March, and April. I just decided to smush it all together, all the stuff I bought. I did do a video a couple weeks ago for my Cine Bazaar experience where I bought a lot of stuff there as well. So if you haven't watched that video, go check that one out. A lot of good stuff. School is done. That's it. I am officially a editor, I guess, a video editor. Until I find my first professional gig, I could call myself a video editor. But I am done, so I'm gonna work my magic in these videos and other people's videos, and I'm gonna get paid. So yeah, that's it for this. Let's start with some DVDs, shall we? I only have two. I only bought two in the last 3 months. First one being Brawl in Cell Block 99. Is it 99? It is 99. It is from director S. Craig Zoller, who did Bonehog Tomahawk with Kurt Russell. He did this movie and the one that just got released a couple weeks ago, Drag Across Concrete with Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn. Apparently it's very good, very violent, as is this movie, with Vince playing an ex-convict, just out and about, and shenanigans ensues. I haven't seen this one yet. That's why I got it. A nice $1 I paid for this one, so I can't wait to watch it. And I love the old school artwork for this one. And then the other DVD I got is House Party 3, Kid and Play. The fitting conclusion. I've seen the first two. I've actually never seen this one, and I know there's another one after this one. And Kid and Play are not in these movies, but those are that is the true trilogy you must watch. It is the House Party series. I'm sure it'll be lots of fun with lots of hip hop stars. Bernie Mac is in this. Yeah, man, I can't wait to check this one out. House Party 3. So that's it for DVDs. On to Blu-rays. All right, so I got a few Blu-rays from a few companies. First stack I'm going to show you is from my 7 Films, I believe it was Black Friday sale, and it just took a while to get. I think I got them in February, only because there were other titles in the bundle that needed to be, they weren't quite released yet, they were pre-order, so they put everything together, so we finally got everything in one stack. So that's what I'm gonna show you. First one being Terminator 2, aka Shocking Dark from Bruno Mattei. Terminator 2, this is with the slipcover. It is a limited slipcover. This was called Terminator 2 in the United States when it was released 2 years before James Cameron's T2 came out. Were they prescient? Was Bruno Mattei prescient? I do not know. Here's the actual cover for Shocking Dark. It is a ripoff of kind of like a mishmash of Aliens and Terminator. More so Aliens. And why call it Terminator 2? I do not know. The acting is terrible. The story is just a borderline copycat movie. The settings is pretty cool. It's like in an old nuclear plant in Italy. The exterior shots are like in Milan, so it's really beautiful. It's a fun movie to watch, but it is a terrible movie. But very much worth getting if you're into Italian crappy movies. Up next, Threads, which is a TV movie that aired on the BBC and shocked millions of UKers. It's about nuclear holocaust. Really love this slipcover. I love me some lenticular. I don't know if you're seeing it right now, but yeah, this is on par with The Day After, another TV movie. Was it a miniseries in the mid-'80s? I haven't seen it yet. I've heard really good things about it. I heard it's a depressing watch, and why not? Sometimes you have to watch depressing things. Up next, it is a title from Lucio Fulci, and it is Devil's Honey, like an erotic thriller, I guess, a really weird Fulci erotic thriller. I've heard many good things. The Shockwave podcasts, they've talked about it at length. Kind of sad I didn't get the slipcover with this one, but I got it because I need to bone up on my Lucio Fulci viewings, and this seems like a really good title to do so. And the last two titles I got from the Severn package is Screwballs, and then Screwballs 2 Lose Screws. These are exploitation comedies, tits and ass exploitation comedies. Again, not very good movies, but decent enough TNAs, I guess, in there. I got them because I'm really into exploitation, and these seem like titles I had to get. And I watched the first one, and it's just okay. I haven't dared yet to watch Screwballs 2, but I will soon enough. Up next, I will show you titles I bought from Second Spin, and it was the first time I ordered from Second Spin. Really good deals, even for us Canadians, because first of all, the interest rate is crazy high right now. I think it's $1.38 for $1 American, which is insane. But Second Spin, if Canadians out there listening to me, they always have like one deal which is 20% off everything, and it's either $5 for shipping or free shipping, so it really keeps the the prices down as when you buy a lot of movies. And I got to knock off 3 titles from the Shout Select series. First one being Trespass from Walter Hill, classic heist movie from the early 90s, starring Ice-T, Ice Cube, William Sadler, and Bill Paxton, of course. Why am I forgetting Bill Paxton? Walter Hill, I mean, that man is a god, is action god, movie god, killer hip-hop soundtrack as well. If you've never seen it, this will make a great double bill with Judgment Night, another kind of like movie with Emilio Estevez, and it's like, Judgment Night. I don't have to tell you, but Trespass and that movie would make a great double bill. Up next is Into the Night, a John Landis film from the mid-'80s, starring Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Pfeiffer. It's one of those I've never seen, and I've only heard about, and I'm really glad I got this one, and I can't wait to check it out. Up next, 3 O'Clock High, classic comedy high school movie. I'm sure you've seen it. I've seen it so many times in the 80s and 90s. Just a nerdy kid getting summoned at 3 o'clock for a beatdown from a bully. Richard Tyson being the bully. Really love this movie. Glad I got it. And then just a classic comedy, UHF. Weird Al. Directed by Jay Levy, who was still is his agent. So I don't know how that worked out, but it's just classic comedy bits in this one. The ads alone, Conan the Librarian, Spatula City. There's Michael Richards is in this. I think it was right before Seinfeld started. So yeah, classic late 80s comedy. After this, I got some Umbrella Entertainment titles. Again, I think one was from Second Spin, and the other one was an Umbrella sale they had, so I jumped on it on those 3 titles. First one being The Blob, directed by Chuck Russell. A very good horror movie. It is a remake of the 50s movie starring Kevin Dillon, from Entourage. Shawnee Smith as well. This is, I think it was written by Frank Darabont, I believe, and Chuck Russell, the director. If you haven't seen it, it's a really, really good late 80s horror movie. It should be talked about more. I don't know why it's not. Up next, No Escape, starring Ray Liotta, Lance Erickson, and again, Kevin Dillon. It's one of those mid-90s action movies, directed by Martin Campbell. He went on to direct movies for James Bond. I always wanted to see this one, never got a chance to. I'm, as you know, big on action movies from the 80s and 90s, and this is one of those prison movies that's the main character tries to escape from, and this one I believe is on an island. Can't wait to check this one. And then killer animal movie, Orca the Killer Whale, from the late 70s, directed by was it from? I know it's Dino De Laurentiis that produced it, and Michael Henderson who directed. It's a score by Ennio Morricone. Killer Whales, Jaws, all those movies. Always a good time. And Bo Derek's in this, so extra points on this one. Others, I've bought one Steelbook, which I don't buy as many anymore, but I saw this. I think I got it for like $10 from Zavi, and it's Fantastic Mr. Fox, Wes Anderson. I think his first animated movie. I got it for Bill Murray. Bill Murray is I wish he was my dad. He's my god. He's my he's my favorite actor. So I'm trying to get I've pretty much got everything, but that was one I was missing from my collection. So Fantastic Mr. Fox. Up next, I got some Mill Creek titles. The one that came with slip covers. The one that looks like 80s, artwork and stuff. First one being Silent Rage. Chuck Norris, one of his early 80s action movies. And this one is more on the horror side of things. This one is, there's a dude that's been experimented on with like a medical, he's given like superpowers almost, like he's almost like indestructible, and he's also like a serial killer in real life. So those two things together do not mix well. Chuck Norris is being Chuck Norris in this, being that he, the charisma level is not as high, but he kicks really good ass. So, but it is one of his better title for Chuck Norris. Also, I got, if you can see from here, but I got Malibu Express, and I got Hard Ticket to Hawaii, which is Andy Sedaris film that just came out a couple weeks ago. And my only Andy Sedaris experience was with Seven, that the Kino released, I believe it was last year. And this man, Andy Sedaris, is known for the 3 Bs: boobs, bullets, and bombs. Babes. Bullets, babes, and boobs. Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. And there's 2 more titles coming out in the beginning of July. Picasso, Trigger, and Savage Beach, which I cannot wait to get. The other title I bought, I don't know if you could see it from here, but I'm going to show it to you, is Happy Birthday to Me, another horror kind of exploitation classic from, I believe, is it 1981 or 1982? 1980. And it was shot right here in Montreal, actually at a campus I go to quite often. Really good horror movie. The acting's not the greatest in the world, but the ending to this, I just blew me away. Like, I did not expect that at all. It's just pretty fucking gross. But it's really much worth checking out. And then for the last titles on Blu-ray, they're TV series, and I don't buy as many anymore. I used to buy quite a lot, but I've pretty much get rid of a lot of them, because you could watch them on Netflix, you could watch them anywhere. But stuff like horror series, that I try to get and try to rewatch. I got Castle Rock, the first season, the J.J. Abrams, Stephen King collaboration. I'm sure you've seen it. Castle Rock's pretty much all the characters from the town of Castle Rock. You see from a lot of movies he's done over the last 30, 40 years. CC Spacek is one of the main characters. They all play new characters, but in the town, but you recognize them. This was a great series. There was some slow parts in the long 8-episode series, or was it 10? But I really loved it. The score on this one is really amazing, and the ending I love quite a bit. I got this for $15, and I know this is worth at least $45 to $50 on Amazon. I don't think the person on Facebook Marketplace knew what he had, but I'm glad he didn't, because I profited from it. And then finally, for the Blu-rays, I finally got the other 2 seasons of Ash versus Evil Dead. This I had for the last couple years, right here with that lenticular cover, but I managed to get on second spin. Again, really good deal. Season 2 with the slipcover, and season 3 again with the slipcover. I've watched up to season 2. Season 3, I'm gonna keep it for this summer. I wanted something to watch this summer, and so sad that they canceled it, but you know, we got 3 seasons, so that was pretty amazing unto itself for a show like this. But from the first 2 seasons, it's so batshit crazy. I can't wait to see what season 3 has in store, because I do not know yet, but I cannot wait. My God, that's it for the Blu-rays. I went on a tear on this one, but all right, up next, vinyls. I bought a lot of vinyls these last 3 months, a lot of soundtracks, a lot of good deals. That's why I did it. But yeah, I got into I got quite a good stack here. So first up, 2 titles from the Mondo label. One title I'm gonna show you. They had a sale. I think it was free shipping, and I think I paid 25 for it instead of like 35 or 40. And it is Batman 1989. Classic, Tim Burton, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, Danny Elfman. Probably the first time I heard him and his score. I actually remember listening to this when I was like 12 or 13 when the movie came out. I really love their edition. There's a color variant on this one. It's like 2 swirls. I think it's green and black, I believe, or no, purple and some other color. I can remember. It's still in the wrapper, so I'm not gonna get it out. But it's a really good soundtrack. Obviously, a classic. And then as a late Christmas gift, I guess, that I got a few weeks ago, Home Alone from John Williams, another classic. I believe it was the first time it was released on vinyl. I actually remember having the cassette of this when the movie came out. I bought the cassette, but now I have Home Alone on vinyl, so I can't wait to listen to the whole thing next Christmas. And this too has a color variant. I think, well, not variant, but it's 1 green and 1 red, obviously for Christmas and all. Another 2 titles I got, no, 3 actually, in the blaxploitation urban hip-hop vein, I guess. First one I already showed on my last video, New Jack City from the Record Store Day sale, I guess. I've already listened to it. It's great. The color of the vinyl is a nice gray, like the color here, as you see here. Really loved it. Sounded amazing. Glad I purchased it. Up next, Tough Guys, or 3 Tough Guys. It's a blaxploitation movie starring Isaac Hayes, Lionel Ventura, and Fred Williamson. And Isaac Hayes does the music. Again, you can never go wrong with blaxploitation titles from the 70s. It's always good. It never sucks. I want them all. I'm getting closer and closer. Really good title. And then a canon movie classic, Breakin, with you know, Ice-T's in this. This first Ice-T's appearance on film, and because there's like a small, like he performs on stage and he has one song on the soundtrack. I mean, it's Breakin. Come on, it has to be owned. Up next, I will show you all the various artistes titles I purchased. You know how crazy I am for those various artistes. I want a really good size collection, and I'm getting there. First up, Summer School, a Carl Reiner film with Mark Harmon. The music score is by Danny Elfman, but I don't believe there's cuts from the score. It's really just songs from the 80s. Is there someone like nothing that pops up that's like, oh, that song? But you know, I really love the cover. Summer School. Up next, Night Shift, Ron Howard's comedy with Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton, Shelley Long. Can't wait to listen to this one. Up next, Less Than Zero, that 80s cocaine movie from Bret Easton Ellis with Robert Downey Jr. in his younger days before Iron Man. Really good soundtrack. It is from Def Jam recordings. Up next, It's My Turn with Michael Douglas, a late 1980 movie with Charles Grodin. Why not? I know nothing about this movie, but I believe I paid 25 cents. The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, Dolly Parton. Bert is in this. Why not? It's Dolly. She looks hot as hell. I have to get this. Here we have Elvis, the TV movie directed by John Carpenter, starring Kurt Russell playing Elvis. He does not perform the songs in the movie and on record. It is by Ronnie McDowell. I believe was a country singer back in the day. Might still be a country singer. I do not know, but it was really cool to find, this soundtrack right here. Up next, White Nights with Michael Baryshnikov and Gregory Hines. Again, full of 80s songs to know and love. And then finally, for the various artistes, the Electric Horseman with Robert Redford and Jane Fonda. It's a Sidney Pollack movie, and most songs are performed by Willie Nelson. Good old Willie, back in what year was this? 1979. So yeah, the Electric Horseman. After these, I also I found like instrumental scores. I love instrumental score. That's like my favorite kind of soundtracks, and I got quite a few right here. I got Tron by Wendy Carlos, classic sci-fi movie. Who doesn't know Tron? Jeff Bridges and Bruce Boxleitner. It's on like the electro side, but like, I don't want to say primitive electro music, but like, like when it all started, and it fits quite well the movie, and it's a great cover right here, Tron. Up next, I got Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, music by, who did this music? Tell me who did this music? Leonard Rosenman. I do not know him, but it's pretty good. My favorite from Star Trek is Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. That soundtrack is bananas, so good. Up next, I found The Godfather for a good price, $3. Usually they go really much higher, and actually listen to it this week. It's very chill, it's very relaxed. Nino Rota, classic, The Godfather, of course. Who doesn't know The Godfather? Up next, I got two Ennio Morricone titles to add it to my collection, and if I could find them all, I would, and I will, most likely. The Untouchables, Brian De Palma, Kevin Costner, Robert De Niro, yes, The Untouchables. I also got Mon Nom est Personne, which is My Name is Nobody. It's a Terence Hill movie with Irene Fonda as well. Sergio Leone presents. Looks like it has potential. Can't wait to listen to this one. And then some random movie I didn't know, but I said, what the hell, for 25 cents. Gable and Lombard, a movie directed by Sidney J. Lurie, starring James Brolin, Jill Clayburgh, and about these two movie stars from the golden era of cinema, these many years ago. And then finally, for the vinyl, for some reason I found title from movies in the 60s, and I actually quite enjoy them. I've listened to all of these, and if I can find more, I will. One is The Long Duel. It's a Yul Brynner movie, and I quite enjoy this. The music is from Patrick John Scott. I don't know what that is, but The Long Duel right here. Up next, I got The Train from Maurice Jarre, and it's quite a cast. It's Paul Scofield, Jean Moreau, Burt Lancaster, and it's the music by Maurice Jarre. And Maurice Jarre seems to have done a lot of work in the 60s and 50s, 60s, and 70s. And I quite enjoyed this soundtrack. And then finally, another soundtrack I found from Maurice Jarre, and a movie from the late 60s, Grand Prix, starring, what's his face? Him, that guy, is in many movies. James Garner, there you go, and starring Eva Marie Saint, Yves Montand, Toshiro Mifune, Jessica Walter. Jessica Walter's in this. I did not know that. And this was filmed in Cinerama, and if you've ever been to LA and went to that movie theater, I think it's on Gower, I believe. I went twice. It's an amazing theater. I wish I could go every week, but yeah, Grand Prix, loved it. And then finally, the last thing I will show you, and you know, because it's been quite long, and I feel like I've shown this every single time I do a big video. I always show this at the end, and it just so happens I got this as well, and it's the latest Fangoria issue, volume 2, number 3, with Jordan Peele Us, which I have yet to see because I haven't had time with school and all, but I'm gonna catch up. There's also the remake from the Pet Sematary remake. They're talking about Godzilla, which comes out in a couple weeks. Yeah, it's and the Jordan Peele interview in this is done by Paul Thomas Anderson, which is pretty cool. You have an article with Dan O'Bannon, or about Dan O'Bannon. Let's see, I'll show you right here a little bit here. All these fine pages. Always nice to get this, the Brood and our whole history. So David Cronenberg's classic, and I've yet to read it. It always takes me at least a good month to go through the entire issue because it's, as you can see, really quite thick, but it's always enjoyable. So yeah, I believe I still have one issue left in my subscription. I believe we're going to get it in July or August, so I can't wait to get it, but I can't wait to read this current issue right here in my hands. And yeah, that's it for Blu-rays and this new Fangoria issue. Oof, that is it for my collection update for February, March, April 2019. That was a lot. I talked a lot of cool stuff, but that was a lot to show you and a lot to talk about. I'll try to keep those collection update to 1 month like I did before. This was an exception, but I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this, you know, please like, share, and subscribe. Check me out on all social medias. I'm on Instagram at Grindhouse Funhouse, where I post on the daily. In the comment section, let me know what you got in these last 3 months. Anything you would recommend me, I should probably check out, you know. And I'll respond in kind to anybody that will leave a comment. Thank you for watching. You will see new videos really soon. Few reviews I'm working on right now, especially for Only on VHS, my amazing series, if I do say so myself, at least in my mind. I don't know if you like it or not, but I do like it. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.